I hit 10,000 subscribers before posting my 10th video. And I know that sounds like clickbait. I know it sounds like one of those I cracked the algorithm videos where someone's going to sell you a course at the end of it, but I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just going to break down exactly what I did, what worked, what didn't, and what you can learn from it. Because here's the thing. I've been making videos since 2009. I've run multiple channels across different niches. I had a Minecraft and Call of Duty commentary channel from 2013 all the way to 2021 that I was able to get 5,000 subscribers on. I ran a Roblox channel from 2017 to 2021 that I hit over 90,000 followers on. This was across all platforms though. There was 50K on Insta, 20K on TikTok, and 20K on YouTube. I've been around this platform through multiple generations, multiple algorithm changes, back when you couldn't even get paid on YouTube. I made every mistake you can make. I've had viral videos. I've had channels die. I've sold channels. I've quit and I've come back. And this channel, Early Exit Plan, I started on August 13th, 2025. By the time I hit my 10th video, I had over 10,000 subscribers on this channel. As of right now, I'm sitting over 18,000 subscribers in just 15 videos, and this all just happened in just a few months. These aren't elaborate, heavily produced videos. They're raw. They're commentary style or podcast style. I do some research to make sure what I'm saying is actually factual and valid and reputable. But mostly, I'm just talking. I'm sharing my experiences, my opinions, and my solutions. And it works because this format works for me. I'm busy. I have a full-time software engineering job. I have a girlfriend. I have a life outside of YouTube. I'm even trying to build my own businesses in the background. And I've tried making super elaborate videos before. And honestly, the payoff wasn't worth it for me personally. So I went back to my roots, commentary videos. The same format I've been doing for 12 years. And this channel has proven that yes, I can still do it. There's still a space for it. You just have to do it right. So today I'm going to walk you through every single one of my first 15 videos. I'm going to tell you what I learned from each one, what strategy was behind it, and what you can take away to apply to your own channels. This isn't going to be some generic stay consistent advice you've all heard before. This is going to be specific, tactical, and based on real experiences. So let's get into it. Before I break down the videos, I need to give you some context because there are a few things I did before I even posted my first video that set this channel up for success. First, I had a clear purpose for this channel. I wasn't starting a YouTube channel to make money. I wasn't trying to go viral. I wasn't chasing subscribers. I started this channel to document my journey to early retirement. That's it. That was the mission. I was 24 years old. I made $125,000 as a software engineer living in New York City. I had a $250,000 net worth, and my goal is to retire early, hopefully by mid-30s, by living frugally, saving aggressively, and eventually relocating to lower cost places of living. That was the story. That was the channel. And knowing that from day one, I wasn't making random videos hoping something would stick. Every video had a key purpose. Every video tied back to that central mission. The second thing is that I knew my audience. My target audience is a younger version of myself. People in their early to mid 20s, maybe software engineers, high skilled workers, people making a pretty decent amount of money, but they feel trapped by the traditional career path. People who don't want to work until they're 65. People who are willing to make unconventional choices to live life on their own terms. That's who I'm talking to. And knowing that meant I could speak directly to them without trying to appeal to everybody. The third thing was that I committed to authenticity over perfection. So I made this channel faceless. I keep my identity private, and that's intentional because being faceless means I can be completely transparent. I can show you my exact paycheck breakdowns. I can talk about corporate policies without risking my job. I can share controversial opinions without worrying about professional repercussions. And that level of transparency builds trust. People know I'm not bullshitting them. I'm not trying to sell them something. I'm trying to document my journey and share what I learned. Those three things, clear purpose, defined audience, and commitment to authenticity, were the foundational pillars. Everything else will just build on top of that. So my first video, I'm playing my Escape from America at 24. This was my first video, posted August 13th, 2025, and it didn't blow up. It only got a few hundred views, I think, maybe even just 100. I think this video got me to like 7 subscribers, but that wasn't the point. The point was to set the scene for this entire channel. This video answers the question, what is this channel about? Who is this person and why should I care? At the time, I was 24, I made good money, and I didn't plan on staying in America my entire life because to retire early in the United States, I needed $2 million. But if I relocate to a lower cost country for part of the year, I can retire with half of that. That was the thesis. That's the channel. And even though this video didn't perform well initially, it's incredibly important because when people discover your channel later on, when you do have a viral video, they're going to go back and watch your older stuff, and they need to understand what your channel is about. So the first takeaway is your first video should establish your mission. Don't worry about the views. Don't worry about going viral. Just clearly communicate what your channel is about and why someone should subscribe to you. Think of it as planting a flag. This is what I stand for. This is what I'm doing. And if you're interested, you can stick around. I'm not asking, I'm telling. Video 2 was I graduated CS in the worst job market ever. This was a follow-up video that addressed something I knew my audience cared about: the terrible job market for CS grads. Over 60% of CS grads aren't graduating with jobs in their field. That's a massive problem for Gen Z, and I knew it would resonate. But this video also didn't blow up right away. It got a decent amount of views. I think it brought me to like 13 or 30 subscribers. I don't even know. And that's okay, because this video served a different purpose. It built authority. I'm not just some random person talking about early retirement. I'm someone who actually navigated a terrible job market and still landed a $125,000 job. I have actual experience and I have actual credibility, and I'm establishing that credibility early, which is crucial because later when I talk about more controversial topics, people are more likely to listen because they know I'm not full of garbage. So the second takeaway that you need to get is build authority through your experiences. Don't just talk about topics you're interested in. Talk about topics you have real experience with. Share what you've actually done, not what you think, because authority builds trust, and trust is what turns viewers into subscribers. The third video was I have $250,000 net worth at 24. That was a curiosity-based video. And curiosity is one of the most powerful forces on YouTube. 250K at 24 is immediately intriguing. Most people that age barely have any savings. They're actually probably in debt from student loans. So how did I do it? And I talked about why it isn't enough. The why isn't enough thing was a thing that people generally disliked, but that's okay because it still made them click. It wasn't just a bragging video. It was talking about what $250,000 is worth strategically. This video specifically worked because it combined curiosity with also being specific. I'm not saying how I saved money. I'm saying exactly how much money I have and why it matters. I'm also speaking from authority again. I didn't come from a privileged background. My parents didn't pay for my college. They didn't even give me any money. I was working since I was 15. I started investing at 17. I saved aggressively. I invested aggressively. I invested with high conviction, and this video solidified my positioning. I'm a young person who's actually executing on early retirement, not just talking about it through theory. So the takeaway 3 is being specific to create curiosity. Generic titles don't work. For example, how I saved money is boring, but I have $250,000 net worth at 24 is interesting. There's numbers, there's ages, there's timelines. Those create curiosity, so use them to your advantage. Video 4, living in NYC on a software engineering salary, which was a full budget breakdown video. This video was all about transparency. I showed my exact income, my exact expenses, my rent, my food costs, my subscription payments, my savings rate, everything. And people loved it because nobody does this. Most finance YouTubers keep things vague. They're like, yeah, I save about 50% of my income. Well, cool, but what does that actually mean? What's the exact breakdown? I showed everything, and that builds massive trust. This video also served another purpose. It proved that I'm not just theorizing, I'm living this. I'm actually saving or trying to save 50% of my income in one of the most expensive cities in the world, let alone the most expensive city in America. And no, I wasn't and am not a trust fund kid. I'm working a real job and executing this plan through frugality. So the fourth takeaway was radical transparency. That builds trust faster than anything else. Show the real numbers, share your actual experiences, and don't keep things vague. Be specific. People can smell garbage from a mile away, but when you're completely transparent, they trust you and they convert viewers into loyal fans. Video 5, I make $0 outside my job and my plan to hit $10,000 a month. This was my first video in what I'm calling a signature style series. A signature style series is a recurring format where you document progress towards a specific goal. In my case, I'm documenting my journey from making $0 outside of my job to making $10,000 a month. And this is genius for a few reasons. First, it creates reoccurring content. Every month, I can post an update. Here's what I tried, here's what worked, here's what failed, and people will come back to check on that progress. Second, it builds a narrative. People love following a journey. They want to see me succeed. They also want to see me fail and learn from those failures. It's engaging in a way that one-off videos aren't. And third, it creates accountability. I publicly stated my goal. Now I have to actually work towards it, and people will hold me to it. Even though I haven't posted a follow-up yet, I will, and I expect it to do well because people are genuinely curious about my progress. So what I want you to take away from that, which would be the fifth thing I told you, would be to create a signature style series. Pick a goal you're working towards, document the journey, and post updates regularly. This creates reoccurring content, builds a narrative that gives your audience some tension, and keeps people coming back to your channel. Video 6 was how I invest my $250,000 portfolio at 24. This was another curiosity-based video, and it was heavily requested by my audience. People wanted to know, how did you get to $250,000? And what are you gonna do with it? So I broke down my entire portfolio, my exact allocations, my Bitcoin holdings, everything. And this video reinforced two of my core content pillars, transparency, but also education. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not saying you have to join my course to learn my secrets. I'm just sharing everything for free. And that builds goodwill. But here's the key. The video was requested by my audience. I didn't just randomly decide to make it. I actually listened to comments, Discord discussions, and realized people genuinely wanted this. So the sixth takeaway is learn from your audience. Pay attention to the comments. Pay attention to what questions people are asking. Make videos that answer those questions. Your audience will tell you what content they want. You just have to listen. Video 7 was why I'm leaving the US even though I make $125,000. This was a controversial video, and I knew it would be. The idea that somebody making $125,000 would leave America is offensive to some people. You're privileged, you're ungrateful, people are dying to come here. But I didn't care because that's my plan. That is my channel, and I'm going to talk about it honestly. And here's the thing, controversy drives engagement. This video got a lot of dislikes, and it got a lot of angry comments, but it also got a lot of people that connected with my core mission, which actually equated to views and subscribers, because people who disagree with me clicked to watch and argue, and people who did agree with me felt validated. Finally, someone is saying what I've been thinking. So my 7th insight from this video is don't be afraid of controversy. You don't have to be inflammatory for the sake of it, but if you have a genuinely controversial opinion that are central to your message, don't water it down. Controversy drives engagement, and as long as you're authentic and not just trolling, it actually works. So video 8 is why Gen Z feels so lost, and it's not your fault. This video is a personal favorite of mine, and it's actually one of my worst performing videos, and it wasn't even the original title to this video. I only changed the title because it flopped so hard. But the video does have a really good like to dislike ratio on my entire channel because it spoke to a specific subset of my audience, people who want to improve their lives and find purpose. Not everyone who subscribes to me is a core audience member. Some people just watch the viral videos and then leave, and that's fine. But this video filtered my audience, and it separated casual viewers from true fans. And that's valuable because those true fans are the ones who join the Discord. They're the ones who comment. They're the ones who stick around long term. So what I want you to take away from this one video is not every video has to go viral. Some videos are for filtering your audience. Some videos are for building deeper connections with your core fans. So don't chase the views at the expense of your community. Know when to make content for the algorithm and when to make content for your people. That brings us to video 9. Modern dating is broken. This video got me so much hate and I didn't care. It shared my honest opinions on dating. Some people loved it, most people hated it. But I'm not going to backtrack. I'm not going to say, oh, you misunderstood me. No, because everything I said is exactly what I meant in that video. And here's why that matters. It shows confidence. It shows I'm not going to change my message based on backlash. And people respected it. Even people who disagreed with me respect that I stand by what I said. I replied to as many comments as I could on that video, and I actually converted some haters into subscribers. But this video also served another purpose. It filtered out people that I don't want in my audience. Closed-minded people. People who can't respect differing opinions. People who don't align with my goals. I don't want people like that in my community. And videos like this naturally weed them out. So something that you should experiment with is filtering videos to curate your audience. Make videos that clearly communicate your values and your opinions. Let people self-select out if they don't align with you. A smaller, more aligned audience is better than a large and unfocused one. So video 10, why I will never own a home, the reality of being a Gen Z. This was the video that changed everything. And I forgot to say this earlier in the video, these videos aren't actually in upload order. So this video was actually video number 6. But anyways, this was my first semi-viral video. It got thousands of views in the first few days. It pushed all of my other videos. It even made me monetized eligible. And it was a callback to my roots. This was the exact format I used to do in 2013. when I did commentary over the gameplay, minimal editing, and just talking. But this time I had a clear message. I wasn't just rambling, I was making a specific argument about why home ownership isn't realistic for Gen Z. And it resonated because it's true. And that's because I backed it up with data and personal experiences. This video taught me what I'm doing actually works. People want this format. People want this message, and it validated my decision to start this channel. So takeaway number 10 is to find your format and lean into it. You don't need fancy editing. You don't need high production value. You need a format that works for you and your content that resonates with your audience. For me, it's commentary over gameplay. For you, it might be something else. But once you find it, lean into it. So video number 11 is Gen Z is getting priced out of their own country. This was the big one. This was the video that went viral. And I saw the opportunity. I had a semi-viral video about home ownership, which you just saw me talk about before. I knew there was an audience for this topic. So I made a follow-up that went even harder. I titled it better. I made a more compelling thumbnail. I played Minecraft instead of old Call of Duty because Minecraft had broader appeal, and I made the content better. More data, more analysis, more passion. And I even hired the video editing quality. Instead of just talking over the gameplay, I actually had pop-ups. I quoted and sourced my citations. But here's the key. I wasn't monetized yet. I missed out on $2.5 thousand because YouTube delayed my monetization approval. But beyond the monetization, this video taught me how to iterate on success. You see a video do well, you analyze the why. You make a better version of it. And that's why takeaway 11 is when something works, you double down on it. Don't just move on to the next random topic. If a video does well, make more videos on that topic. Iterate, improve, and capitalize on momentum. And don't do this until your channel falls into the ground because people overdo it and kill the cow. They see the views and subscribers and they just beat up the cow until it's dead. Do not do that. Do it strategically, do it thoughtfully, because if you overdo it, your audience will read through that so easily and they will know your true intentions. And do not let the YouTube algorithm change you as a person. I've done that before in the past and I heavily regretted it every single time I've done it. It is completely okay to leave money on the table. And now video 12, how to escape the 9-to-5 trap that's keeping you poor. This video was made completely based off the comments from my last viral video. People were asking, okay, what if I don't plan on leaving America? What are my options? So I answered that in a video. I made a video breaking down every strategy for retiring early in the United States. And it did well. Not as viral as the last one, but it served a purpose. It converted casual viewers into a core audience member. Because people who watch the viral video out of curiosity might not care about early retirement, but people who watch the video who are genuinely interested in that information, they want more. So I gave them that information and they could be a potential community member. And this video solidified that. I turned them into avid viewers. So takeaway number 12 is turn viral viewers into loyal subscribers. When you have a viral video, make a follow-up video that goes deeper. Answer the questions people are asking the most in the comments. This converts casual viewers into engaged fans. So video 13, why Gen Z is skipping college and here's what to do. This was another follow-up video. People were asking about college, so I made a video about it. But I also changed the title to capitalize on the momentum from the last Gen Z video. Why Gen Z is skipping college ties into the broader narrative about Gen Z being priced out. That was strategic. I had attention on the Gen Z topic, so I made more Gen Z content while that attention was hot. And it worked. This video did extremely well. Not viral, but very solid. Even over my subscriber count today. So takeaway 13 is to strike while it's still hot. When a topic is working, make more content on that topic. Don't wait, you capitalize on the momentum. And here's video 14, how Gen Z will change politics forever. Obviously it tied into the last takeaway, but this video was actually an experiment. I wanted to see if I could expand beyond just early retirement content, and it worked. This became my second most popular video to date because people like my analytical perspective. They like hearing me break down politics and economics. They like the data-driven approach. And this opened up my channel because now I'm not just an early retirement channel anymore. I can talk about politics, economics, social trends, anything that relates to the broader mission. This can solidify me as a key player in the space, kind of like Moist Critical or Penguins, whatever you know him as. He is somebody who can talk about everything. Somebody who people will tune in daily to watch because they like his opinion. They like his analysis. They like that he talks about literally every single topic. And I think eventually this channel can turn into something like that. Obviously, I will stay more on mission than Moist Critical, but if I can broaden my horizons, that will expand beyond my niche and put me as a core person in the YouTube space. So takeaway 14, Don't be afraid to expand your scope. You don't have to be in a tiny niche forever. If your audience responds to adjacent topics, lean into them. Just make sure it still ties back to your main mission. And video 15, which was my most recent video, Why I Stopped Chasing Success, this video was raw. It was unfiltered and it was personal. And it didn't get many views at all, but it has one of the best like to dislike ratios on my channel, like the Gen Z loss video I talked about before, because it spoke to my core audience directly. The people who care about purpose and meaning, not just money and the metrics. This video reminded me that not every video needs to go viral. Some videos are for your real core fans, and those videos are important too. So takeaway 15, which is our last main takeaway, make videos for your community, not just the algorithm. Your core fans need content too. Don't just chase views, make videos that deepen your relationship with your real audience. It's kind of like growing a garden. You have to tend to it. You have to water it, have to make sure it gets sunlight, and you have to make sure it's fertilized and there's nutrient in the soil. You might have an entire yard and that will represent your channel, but the garden, the core valuable audience that you have, you need to tend to that. You need to maintain them. And that means just speaking directly to them instead of just generalized populations. Okay, so those are just the individual videos, but now I want to talk about the bigger strategic lesson that tie everything together. Like lesson 1, have a clear content strategy. I have 3 types of videos on my channel. The gateway videos, these are broad viral potential videos that bring in new viewers. For example, Gen Z is getting priced out of the country is a gateway video. My core pillar videos, these are videos about my main topics: early retirement, financial independence, traveling to other countries. These convert viewers into subscribers. And I have my community videos. These are deeper, more personal videos for my core audience, like why I stopped chasing success or why Gen Z feels so lost. That's a community video. You need all 3. Gateway videos to grow your channel, core pillar videos to convert just viewers to subscribers, and community videos to retain your subscribers. Most people are going to fall into category 1. You segment your audience and you filter them down into category 2, and then you build those level 2s into level 3s, which is your community videos. Somebody can fall into every single one of the categories. Some people will stay into 1, some people will just be filtered out and stay into 2, and some people will be extremely filtered out and only stay into 3. All of them are uniquely valuable in their own ways, and make sure you tend to each single one. And lesson 2 was build trust through transparency. I show my real numbers, my salary, my net worth, my budget, and my failures. Most creators don't do this. They keep things vague. They protect their image, but I'm completely transparent. And that builds massive trust. And trust is the foundation of a community. Without trust, you just have viewers. With trust, you have fans. And lesson number 3, listen to your audience. So many of my best videos came from listening to the comments. People ask questions and I answer them. Your audience will tell you exactly what they want. You just have to pay attention to them. I have over 2,000 people in my Discord. That's a 10% plus conversion rate from my subscribers to Discord. That is an insane conversion rate. And that's because I follow these strategies. And that is going to bring me to say, if you want to join the community, we talk about YouTube growth, we talk about financial independence, retire early, literally politics, economics. Every single video on my channel, we talk about in the Discord. So if you're interested, go and make sure you join that. You are going to gain some value and insight out of it. Just be active, stay engaged with the community, and it will be a valuable part of your life. I promise that. And the reason I have that high conversion rate is because I listen, I engage, and I answer questions I care about and the community cares about. And that leads us to lesson 4. Don't chase virality at the expense of your community. Yes, viral videos grow your channel, but if you make only viral videos, you won't build a community. You need balance. Make some videos for the algorithm, make some videos for your people. My most viral videos brought in subscribers, but my community videos is what's keeping them. And lesson number 5 is consistency matters, but also so does sustainability. I post about once a week, sometimes more, sometimes even less. And that's fine because I'm not trying to burn myself out. I have a full-time job, I have a life, and this channel is a long-term project, not just a sprint. Find a pace you can sustain because consistency over time beats intensity in short bursts. And if you want to start a YouTube channel, I'm not going to lie to you. YouTube is hard. Starting YouTube especially is really hard. Most people never make it past 1,000. Most people quit after a few months and because they just don't see the results. And I'm not going to tell you it's easy because it's not. And although it might feel impossible, in reality, it is possible. And if you do it right, it's actually really worth it. Here's what I want you to take away from this video. Have a clear purpose. For example, know why you want to start your channel. What's your main mission? Know your audience. Another question is, who are you talking to? Be specific. Third, Be authentic. Don't try to be someone you're not. Authenticity builds trust. 4, create a content strategy. You have gateway videos, core pillar videos, community videos. You need all 3 of them. 5 is listening to your audience. They'll tell you exactly what they want. 6, don't chase virality at the expense of your community. Build real relationships with your viewers. 7, be consistent but sustainable. Find a pace you can maintain long term. And 8 is iterate on success. When something works, double down on it. And importantly, don't make YouTube your only plan. This channel isn't going to make me rich. It's not going to replace my $125,000 a year salary, at least not anytime soon. But it's a valuable asset. It's a platform. It's a way to build an audience, document my journey, and eventually monetize through products, consulting, or other ventures that I have. If you want to hear more about my YouTube growth and my YouTube insights, you should subscribe to my newsletter, because that is where I'm going to literally go in depth about my monetization, my YouTube growth, and pretty much answer any questions you have on YouTube specifically. Because YouTube is part of my early exit plan, and I know there's a massive audience that is curious about it, and I've inspired many people to start their own channels. So if you want that extra layer of insights on a consistent basis, subscribe, and the link is in the description down below, and all you need is your email. And if you do everything right, you provide real value, you build real trust, create real community, it can be an incredibly valuable asset to your business. So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, do it, but do it for the right reasons. Don't do it for the fame. Don't do it for the money. Do it because you have something to say. Do it because you want to document a journey. Do it because you want to build something meaningful. And if you want one-on-one assistance, I'm actually going to have a link in the description section to book a one-on-one call with me where you can get another layer of valuable insights. I will help you plan out your channel. We can even get you started with some video topics or some video titles to get you started. And if you do exactly what I talk about in this video, the subscribers will come. I hit 10,000 in just actually less than 10 videos. You can too. You can actually even beat my ratio. Just remember, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, and every video you make is a step forward. So keep on going or just get started if that's where you're at. If you found this video valuable, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to keep having this conversation, join the Discord. We've got over 2,000 people in there talking about financial independence, content creation, and building meaningful lives. The link is in the description, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Peace out.